Hi there, welcome to a quick morning flow when you don't have that much time but you still want to get in a really nice lovely practice. This is going to help for focus, for strength, and kind of pursuing with the day. That makes sense. Let's start. At the top of our mat, we are focusing and owning in our energy and creating some fluidity throughout the day for presence. Inhale, let's bring our arms up. There we go, I finally got to it. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach the arms back up. And exhale, dive back down. Inhale, halfway lift, slide the hands up the shin. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise the arms up, gaze towards the arms. And exhale, hands back down. Inhale, arms are coming up. Push the hips forward. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, hands can be on the shins or on the floor. Look forward. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into our plank position. Pause here, knees come down. Let's create some movement in the wrist, create some circles here going one way and circles here going the other way. And just flipping the palms, maybe all the way back or just to the side. Create some circles going one way here and the other way. So we have nice warmed up wrists before this practice for the day begins. Planting the hands down, let's start to push back into that floating child's pose. Or floating tabletop as we lift up, tucking the toes under, floating the knees and bringing the shoulders over the wrist. Inhale for 1. For 2, 3, and exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Full deep breath here, inhale, exhale. Let's come into the tippy toes, roll over the feet, keeping the toes tucked under, drop the hips down. Inhale, let's lift up. Exhale, tuck the chin, push back, downward facing dog. Again, inhaling, coming forward, opening up into the chest. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Inhale, coming forward, rounding into the spine and the head before you drop the hips and open your chest. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Come onto the left foot as we lift the right leg up, bend into the knee, open up into the hip, circle going one way, circle going the other way. And slowly begin to lift that leg up here, coming forward, bend into the knee, open up into the chest, and exhale, push into the chest and round. Inhale, open up. Exhale, push, take the knee towards the nose and round. And let's step that foot all the way forward. Drop the knee down into your low lunge, open up into the chest. Inhale here. Exhale, left hand comes down, open up into the chest, twist. Bring the arm back and over and across if that feels okay. Inhale. Exhale, tuck the back toes under. Lift up and stretch that arm over and across. And then we're going to step the left leg forward. Stepping that left leg forward, dropping the knees down, coming into chair pose. Inhale here. Exhale, hold, tuck into the tailbone, draw the belly button in. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward, drop the hips down again. Take the legs nice and wide, create space for the hips. Exhale, push back, down dog. Inhale, coming forward, open up into the chest. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog, gripping into the mat with your fingers. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Lift the leg up, bend into the knee, open up into the hip. Create some circles going one way, circles going the other way. Come back into center, coming forward, Bending into the leg, into a plank position, and knee to chest or knee to nose round. One more time, inhale, bend the leg, knee to nose round, exhale, and step that foot down into your lunge. Inhale here, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Right hand comes down, open up into the left arm, open up into the chest. The arm comes over and across as much as feels okay for you and your shoulder. Keep the shoulder away from the ear. Inhale and exhale. Arms come forward, tuck the toes up, lift up here, stretching the arm over and across. Inhale and exhale. We're stepping that foot forward all the way down into chair pose. Bend into the knee, tuck the tailbone under. Inhale and exhale, hands into the chest. Let's lift the right foot, taking the knee or the foot, the sole of the foot, in on top of the knee as we bend into the hips, hands into the chest, into a standing pigeon pose. Kapotasana. Inhale, hold, exhale. Now as we lift, we're going to interlace our fingers on that right foot. Now if this doesn't feel okay, we can stay here and just hold onto the knee. If it feels okay, challenging our balance, find something to focus on that isn't moving, and stretching that leg forward. Drop the shoulders away from the ears, pull the shoulder back, hip back, hold. Inhale, exhale, inhale, open to the right, exhale, hold, inhale, one more breath, don't worry if you wobble, exhale, come back into center, and take the knee in to the chest. Squeeze it in and place it back down. Let's move to the other side. Left knee up, placing the ankle over the knee and sitting the hips down. Woo. Hold here. Inhale. Exhale, sitting down into the hips. Inhale. And exhale, slowly starting to come up. Grabbing a hold of that foot with your two peace fingers or the knee, wrapping it around into the chest, stretching that foot forward. Pull the shoulder back, pull the left hip back, stand up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, open with the hip, look across the other way. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back into center. Bend the knee, take it into the chest, little squeeze up, and place it back down. Inhale, rise the arms up, and exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift, plant the hands, step back into your plank pose. Bend the elbows. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Let's lift the right leg up, stretch it forward, and step it all the way forward on the outside of the right hand, coming into lizard lunge. You can drop the back foot down if that feels better, but we're just going to create some movement here. So coming forward, circles going one way, circles going the other way. Keeping the chest lifted here. Inhale, exhale. If it feels okay, you can drop that foot back. Pause here, or drop down all the way onto the forearms. Inhale for a breath. Exhale. Inhale, one more breath. And exhale, come back up. Little twist as we open. If it feels okay with your knee, you can grab a hold of the back foot. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly release. Lifting up that leg. Let's reach it all the way up, bend into the knee, come into wild thing, stepping the foot back behind us halfway, pushing the hips up, opening up into the chest. Inhale, exhale, gaze towards the hand. Inhale, Exhale, come back down. Roll into the right arm. Stack the arms on top of each other for side plank. Stay here, or you can lift the leg, bend the leg. Other variation, grab a hold of the foot. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, one more breath. Release, hand comes down, and we push back. Downward facing dog, left leg rises. And we're stepping that foot all the way on the outside of the foot this time. Create some circles here, going one way and the other. Putting a bit of weight and force on that joint so we can keep it nice and healthy. Drop the knee down, untuck the toes, and then if it feels okay, drop the forearms down. Keeping the chest lifted forward rather than rounding the spine. If you roll into the outside of that front leg, that's okay as well, on the outside of the foot. Inhale, let's plant the hands back. Finding that twist, either hand onto the thigh, or you can grab the back foot if it feels okay with your knee. If it doesn't feel okay, then we don't force it. We don't force anything in our practice. Inhale, exhale, slowly begin to release, planting the hands back down, lifting up into the back leg, and now we're rolling back into, stepping into our, what is it called, wild thing. Lift that leg up, bend the knee. If not, you can just stay in your three-legged dog. Step that foot back, and we lift the hips up, open up into the chest. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale, come back. Roll into the left arm, open up into our side plank, hold here. Find your variation. You can stack the legs as well, or we can grab a hold of the foot, stretch the leg. Ooh. Inhale and exhale, come back. Pause here, drop the knees. Sit back and pause for a moment, just sitting onto the shins. Whew. Releasing the palms. And then taking the feet wide, coming into child's pose. Pausing just for a moment as we start to come back up. Knees come together. Let's roll forward into a plank, taking chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, push back. Downward facing dog. Walking the hands back. Walking the hands back and the feet back. We're going to come into Malasana at the back of the mat. Inhale. Let's just bring our chest up, open up into the chest. And exhale, take the right arm over and across, open up into the left arm. And if it feels okay, you can either find your bind if that's in your practice. Maybe it is today, maybe it isn't today, that's okay. Our practice changes every day based on how we feel, how our body feels. Exhale. Release. There is no regression when you are practicing consistently. Left arm comes over, open up into the chest. There is just your practice. Maybe we find the bind. And that's it. Our practice is to teach us more than just the physical capabilities of our body, strength and flexibility. It's building resilience in our mind. Release, come down. Building confidence. Let's come walk a little bit further, and we're going to take crow pose. Now, if you don't want to take crow pose, I want you to just hold for a little bit longer. I'm going to give different options for you to practice crow pose as well. But if you're here, we're lifting up and we're shifting forward. If it feels too much, bringing the arms underneath the, the armpits? There we go, the armpits. Then you can bring it to just above the elbows where maybe it's a little bit less slippy. And as we begin to lean forward, gripping into the mat with our fingers, we can lift up one and then maybe lift up the other, and then play with lifting up one and the other. We hold for 2, for 3, and then come back down. Slowly, slowly release. We're gonna come down onto our hips, hands back behind us, flipping our palms the other way now, and just windshield wiper the legs. And come into a reverse tabletop. So fingertips flipping, we lift up and pause. You can let the head go heavy, the head hang, and then start to rock forward and back, staying with your breath, sitting the hips down, stretching the feet forward. Inhale, we're going to look forward at our feet, and exhale, pause, sitting into a nice sitting position. I always forget this bit because I want to rush this pose. Inhale, open the chest, lift the arms, and now we exhale, hinging from the hips, folding forward. So you can see why when I just walked my hands forward, my back will naturally tend to do this. So when we reach the arms up and over, we remind ourselves that we're hinging from the hips here. It's like a feeling. Sometimes, I remember in the beginning of my practice, I was like, I don't understand what hinging from the hips means. I feel like this pose is a really good explanation for that. It's more of like that feeling you get from hinging from the hips rather than like crawling from your back, if that makes sense. And the sun comes out. Inhale, slowly begin to come up. And now let's start to come into either, there's a couple different positions that we can take. Oh, big crack in my neck. But we can either take our headstand pose. And if you don't want to do that, if you are during your like menstrual cycle or any of that, I would advise not to do that. And you can just take reclined butterfly pose, which is lovely. Or you can lift up into your legs here. Whatever feels good. You could take happy baby, a couple of different options. If headstand is in your practice and you are near a wall, do it near a wall. Keep yourself safe because I can't see you and I can't help you. Maybe one day in the future though, I will be able to. So we are taking a hold of both of our elbows, placing our elbows down with opposite hands, and that's going to be our triangle base. Interlace our fingers at the top, and now you can see how it's our triangle, and open up our palms as we place the crown of the head down and wrap the open palms around the back of the head, and we're lifting up. So we're making sure we are never ever kicking up in this pose, bringing our knees into our chest, lifting up onto our tippy toes until we can lift all the way up. There is not one single part of our muscles beside our shin, not our shin, our calf, that isn't working in this posture. Hold. And then when you're ready, slowly come down. I feel like when I practice outside, the wind tells me when it wants to come down or move or wobble. So if you want to stay longer, stay longer. And then when you're ready, we come into child's pose. And if you're lying down, just stay lying down. And if you are in child's pose, we're coming up and we are lying all the way down onto the mat into our Shavasana. So lying down onto the mat, onto the floor. And just pausing for a moment. This will be a quick Shavasana, so no need to try to skip. This is the most important part of your practice. If you want any extra little bits, you can stretch from one side and the other before we settle into our Shavasana. We have just cultivated heat in our body. Focus from the balancing practices, from our inversions. A little bit of chest and hip opener, spinal opening as well. Nice well-rounded floor to set you up for your day, give you some nice presence and attention. And just pause here. And just take 5 breaths, saying to yourself with each inhale and every exhale. So as you inhale, I want you to say, I know I'm breathing in. And as you exhale, I want you to say, I know I'm breathing out, just in your head. And do that for 5 breaths. Releasing it and letting go. When you're ready, we can take our arms up overhead. You can also pause and take a bit longer if you have the time. But if you're with me, arms up overhead, arching the body. Inhale. And exhale, roll over to the right. Knees into the chest, hug the knees in, give yourself a little cuddle. And slowly begin to gently bring yourself up into a comfortable seated position. Hands into your chest. And just allowing all that new, fresh, vibrant energy for willpower and direction, and keeping you here and grounded to settle into the body. Bring your hands to your forehead to remind us to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to the chest to remind us to have clear and loving intention. And hands to the mouth to remind us to have clear and loving communication, allowing all this energy to stretch forward to every being on the planet. Namaste. Whew. I want to thank you so much for joining me for this quick practice. I hope you have a wonderful day and you enjoy what is to come, and just allow kindness and compassion to flow through you to other people. If you want to see more practices like this or something different, please leave a comment below. I would love to tailor my classes to what you would like to see in the future. But yeah, thank you so much for the support. Love you so much. Namaste. Bye, everyone. Love you. Bye.